But, I think that's part of the problem here, too, is because my mom grew up in the days of David O. McKay. And for those that don't know, I'm part Hawaiian. And in the Hawaiian culture, just like in many Native cultures, there are the two spirits. And I had relatives of my family, among my uncles and aunts, that were two spirits. And it was really sad to watch, because my mom's such a faithful member. I mean, she's choosing the church over me and over any other child that isn't choosing the church first. To watch her struggle as I was growing up. I had one uncle who is trans. He was trans. She refused to call him. She refused to call her by her new name. She kept using the dead name. And, I'm still having now to relearn those things because she absolutely refused to acknowledge what was going on. And, you listen to that and you listen to the church and then you see the pain of LGBTQIA people and, it's kind of confusing. What is the truth? And then I had another uncle who died early in the days of the AIDS pandemic. And it was so humiliating and shaming that the whole family said he died of cancer. He was a faithful member. He was quite a good member and passed away, and everybody denied what he was at the funeral. Even kept his partner out. Didn't let him come to the funeral. But, again, because of the way we are taught as Mormons, I figured, that's the consequence. That's the consequence of choosing this lifestyle, right? And one day I was watching, I don't know, Netflix or something, and I saw a documentary about a general in the Revolutionary War with the last name of Casimir, and they had exhumed his body and found out that Casimir was actually intersex. And I didn't know what an intersex person was. And they went through and they explained how Casimir probably hid their identity. They had to, in order to be a general, in order to ride a horse, in order to wear the uniform. And I went and researched that, and immediately, because I'm so faithful, the lines from the Proclamation of the Family came to my head. Men, all children of God are born male and female. So where does that fit in? It doesn't. And then I learned some more on TikTok. Like, there are more redheads. There are about the same amount of redheads in the world as there are intersex people. And there are more intersex people and redhead people than there are members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. And that's where my shelf broke on this issue. And I feel bad that while my aunt and my uncle were alive, I followed my mom's lead. I, followed her example. It wasn't shunning, but it wasn't full and complete embracing and loving and accepting. And I'm sorry for that. There's a thing that goes around the internet. I'm sorry for what I said when I was Mormon. Well, I'm sorry for what I said and for what I believed when I was Mormon because I didn't know any better. I trusted these guys, and I shouldn't have.
I think a lot of us, especially at our age, and even the older one, I can see where this would maybe even be harder for President Nelson or men of his age and that generation to maybe look at that science. And it's a hard one to, even for me at my age, it was a hard transition to go from what I'd been taught my whole life on that issue to understanding that people are born into different bodies and to accepting that. It really is. It's a hard one. And I know a lot of men my age and older are definitely going to struggle with this. But we have to go with what the truth is. End of story. It doesn't matter what I feel on this topic. My feelings don't matter. What does matter is the hard truth. The hard truth is people are born into different bodies. And the numbers I've read, and people XXY, undescended testicle, those kinds of issues, intersex, the numbers I read is it's 1 in every 1,500 people is born with some kind of intersex, trait or sexuality. So with that, that's about 1 in every large high school. You're going to have at least 1 in every large high school that is born intersex. It's not even about choice. Their bodies are different. They're both sexes or undescended testicles or there's other issues. And one in 50, every 1,500, that puts about one in every stake. So you're going to have at least one person, President Nelson, in almost every stake. This isn't even up for debate. It's not about choice for them. This is their body was born different. So how many people are being harmed? The people you lead, one in every 1,500 is born into that body, and you're abusing them. At least your policy that you've adopted from those ahead of you is abusing them. I'm not going to say it's you directly, but you've not changed the policy. Now, you're the profiteer and revelator.
And whereas Brian likes to talk about lazy learner, I'm going to go back again to lax disciple. Remember, again, a disciple is a follower. Oh, we got water today. The sidewalks have to be sprayed conveniently. I wonder why it has to happen today. Anyway, what about lax discipleship here? You live your religion by living your religion. Hi, I want to see them before our lovely water sprayer there. Hello. It had to be done today. Anyway, I've seen a lot of this happening with bullying, even in families. I have a niece who is LGBT, and my sister came all the way to Hawaii to go to a family reunion, and she was told, "Oh, the family reunion today. It's tomorrow." They did that so that my daughter, my niece, and my sister wouldn't show up. Wouldn't be there at all for the whole family reunion. This has nothing to do with the church, kind of, and it has nothing to do with the lawyers. It has to do with you members. Are you a lax disciple? What would Jesus do? He ate with sinners. He ate with whores. He was with tax collectors. These are members of your own family. And can you look at yourself in the mirror and really tell yourself in your heart of hearts that you're following Christ when you reject a member of your family for their gender orientation? I don't know. I love my niece. I love you, Nadia. And I stand with you, and I'm sorry for the times in the past when I believed this crap. We should just love one another.
That really is the answer. Christ always had the correct answer. And in all situations, he's the one that said not to throw rocks at the woman, right? He who has no sin cast the first stone. And I'm not saying that the people born into those bodies is a sin, but it's perceived as a sin to them. It's their perception that it's a sin. Christ said not to cast the first stone. But he did say to love one another.